Hey, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Happy Monday. Welcome to Travel Chick Chat. Very excited. I'm your host, Charlie Grace, with Forever Best Friend. Let's see who we've got here today. Looks like we've got our friends at Dream on Wheels. Hello. Good to see you. Oh, my gosh. I love this. And there's our friend Tim at Mo Bang for You Bucks. Thank you so much for joining. Julie's here tonight. Very cool. We have lots of really cool friends that come by. I'm just so excited when people come by. There's She Devil Adventures. Good to see you. Oh, my gosh. And, of course, my buddy across the pond, Rob on the road. How do you do? Good to see you as well. So thanks for joining. We're going to have a really fun show tonight. We've got a special guest. Her name is Connie, and we're going to bring Connie up in just a second. And she has been a female traveler for a while now, and she's got a really great story to tell, which I think is really cool. And you guys can have some really good questions to ask her, which I think is even better. So without further ado, first thing I'm going to ask you guys to do is, if you have not already, share this out. Please share this out. Share this out with your friends. Share this on your social media so we can bring more people in, so we can talk about some really cool things. We appreciate that. Also, give us a really cool thumbs up. We appreciate that as well. So, hey, there's Linda Barker. How are you? Good to see you, Linda. Thanks for joining. Here we go. And Papa Drew, what is a travel chick? What is a travel chick? Is that some type of small chicken you can put in your pocket and walk around? No, not exactly, Papa Drew, but I'm glad you're doing better, by the way. And thanks for joining, which is really cool. Okay, so without further ado, I'm going to bring up our guest. Are you ready? She looks great down there. Here we go. Here's our guest, Miss Connie. How are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Oh my gosh, I'm so happy you're here. It's a great Monday. We've got lots of people.
I am so excited to be here.
Is this fun? I love this. So we've got lots of friends in the chat, and they're all going to be talking and saying hi and asking questions, and I'll bring up some stuff as they come up. But Connie, really quick, let's talk about who you are and, why did you start traveling?
Well, essentially, I ran a dog training business in Northern Virginia for about 10, 11 years now. And decided I was it was doing very well, but I decided I wanted to get on the road and do something a little different. And I've always, since, I don't know, as far as I can remember, always wanted to do something like this, travel, just be self-contained in a little vehicle and just travel around. I've always thought that was a really cool thing to do. So I decided to go ahead and get out there and do it, and take my dog training experience with me on the road with my two dogs, and get out and see the country. And it's fabulous. I love it.
Nice. And there's so much to see. I think that it gets a little overwhelming at times. I mean,
yes.
And here's a question for you. When you say go and see the country, did you have like a thought in mind of where you wanted to start, or where did you start with this?
No, I had no plan, you guys. I had a very loose idea. I knew I kind of wanted to get out west, and I hadn't really done a lot of boondocking, and I wanted to boondock. It just sounds so fantastic with the dogs. So my plan was just to go west, and I started January 1st, which is not a good time to start in Virginia because it's getting cold. So I ran south as fast as I could down to Texas, where I spent the winter and got stuck in that horrible freeze last winter. It was awful. I went as far south as I could to get away from it, and still was on South Padre Island, and it was still 17 degrees. So anyway, and then I head west. I just went west, and I just have a very loose idea of states I'd like to visit, but I'm flexible. If I really like where I am, I stay a little bit longer. And if I don't, then I just move on a little quicker, and I follow the weather.
I was going to say, do you feel like you're an amateur meteorologist right now? Do you feel like you're always, yes. Okay.
Oh my God. Yes. What is up with that? Is that normal? Does everybody do that?
That's a thing. I say that when most people start RVing, that you start getting really obsessed with the weather and looking, going, okay, what if it's bad? What if it's this? Now, I see you're sitting in your rig now. What kind of rig do you have right now?
So I have very fortunate. I have a 2021 Thor Axis, and it's the 24.1 model. So it's the smallest little Class A that they make. And it's great, 26 feet. And there's just myself and a German Shepherd and a long coat Chihuahua.
Oh, and I'm guessing who rules the roost is the Chihuahua, correct?
Yep, you got it. You got it.
Yes. And what are their names, dare I ask?
Yes, the German Shepherd is Asta, which is short for Astrid. And the Chihuahua, his name is Chaos. Actually, his full name is Captain Chaos of Happy Valley.
Oh, that's funny. That is funny. Okay, I'm going to share a picture because I think these guys are so
Yeah.
adorable. Hold on a second. See if I can find this real quick. There they are. Oh my gosh, I'm so jealous.
They're sweet.
Look at these two precious things. Oh my goodness. And
They're
and how old are they?
Asta's about 5 now, I think, and Chaos is around 3. And they're doing great. So we're working on a lot of training all the time. I used to actually show Asta in dog trials in obedience. And now she's just a pet. Well, not just, but she's a pet dog, which is equally requires sometimes the equal amount of training for her. And Chaos, he's just my cuddle buddy. He's the best.
So cute. Oh my gosh, I love this. All right, so we got some questions here, which is cute. And Papa Drew's going, nice rig. Yeah.
Thank you.
Liking these things. Yeah,
I
Papa
love
Drew,
it.
he's in the West. He wants to start heading east, but he's in the process of putting together a schoolie, which is really cool. So they're
Awesome.
I know. I love
They're
these
beautiful. The way they fix them up inside. Oh my God, they're awesome.
Yep. And Mobang's like, oh, see, we love the dogs. And Jim's is like, absolutely. Nice puppies. Oh yeah.
Thank you.
I know. So, okay. So you mentioned Virginia, and I just need to put this out here, guys, for all of our friends who are in the chat, everyone watching, everyone who's going to be commenting later, if you would like to give us a super chat or any kind of tip, or if you'd like to go on our PayPal me, Forever Best Friend, all the money we're going to make tonight is going to go to the Virginia SPCA, where Connie used to help out, which is really cool. And they're a really amazing organization. If you don't know much about them, I'll give you more information later. But just want to let you know where the money's going. And if you don't know, we just put out a video from our last big Yappy Hour that we had some big donations, and we sent it to Moe County Mutt Rescue Center. And there's a video of me calling them, saying, hello, you're getting a nice charitable donation, which is cool. So just want to let you know, if you give us a super chat or any kind of really cool thing, it's all going to go to Virginia SPCA. So
Awesome.
Always cool. Very cool. Okay, here's the question. Mobang's like, do you have a YouTube channel?
I do. It is called Boundless Dogs. And it's when I started 7 months ago, it was really a lot about my experiences on the road, the good, the bad, and also a little bit about the dogs. But I have learned, as I've been going through the months, people wanted to see more about the dogs and more about the training, since I'm a dog trainer. So I have begun to shift the focus more towards the dogs. But I do have that YouTube channel, and everything's up there that I've done up to this point, and there'll be a lot of training that will be popping up there very quickly here.
Which is cool. And by the way, we have our first super chat of the night from Mobang for your bucks. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. Let's see, guys. We're going to do something fun for you. Here we go. Thanks for the super chat, Mobang. That is awesome. We know where the money's going tonight. We love that so much. Thank you so much. Woohoo. I love these things. It's such a hoot. It's the generosity and really the warm heart of our community that does some really cool things. And, a lot of people ask, it's all about transparency too. I help people out. They help people out. We all like to pull together and do the right thing. So thank you so much. That's really cool. Thank you very much. So it's at Boundless Dogs. And I put that out there real quick. So Boundless Dogs on YouTube. And then you also have a Facebook page, though. Am I correct?
That is right. I have a Facebook page, also Boundless Dogs. Okay. And I am about to launch an exciting new website. Lots of dog training videos will be coming up on that site. And all that information and announcements will happen on that Facebook page.
Nice. Yeah, that's exciting. I know when you start having all these different kinds of, Instagram and Facebook and YouTube, it's hard to all keep it together. But if you're going to focus on one and we want to put people into the Facebook group, I think it's a great way.
Yeah, it's amazing. Although I will say Instagram, I tell people Instagram mocks me. I'm in my 50s. I struggle to understand Instagram sometimes, but I think I'm getting the hang of it.
I understand. Oh, wait, we have another super chat from our good friend at Redheaded Riding Hood. Oh, my goodness. Okay, this is so much fun. See, I love these. Okay, we're going to do something fun and dancey. Ready? Here we go. Oh, yeah. We're dancing. We're having fun. Thank you so much.
That's I love it.
Thanks, Fred. That's really cool. We appreciate that so much. And one of our favorite moderators is here today, of course, Lucky Dog Productions moderator, which is cool. Very nice. Thanks, Sue, for coming. And we have another super chat. Oh my gosh, guys, you're killing me. Dream on Wheels, another great, wonderful person, a wonderful tag team, I should say. And they definitely deserve it. They were one of our guests in Yappy Hour a while back. So let's see what's something fun I can do. Oh my gosh, I think we're going to make it rain. My so much
I
fun.
love it.
Isn't that fun?
That's
It's
so cool.
it's so much fun. We like I said, we have a great group. I really have nothing but amazing things to say about the people who are in our community, which is great.
Yeah,
So,
that's really cool.
all right, let's keep going because we know we got lots of stuff. And Red's like, thank you. Of course, these are fun. It's always fun to hang out with your friends on a good Monday night. So you've got 2 pups. You just started RVing in January. You got a Class A. You're out west. So, and you said you like to stay. If sometimes you find a place, you might stay for longer. What have been places that you actually like? Like, do you have a routine where, like, do you boondock a little and then plug in a little?
Yep, that's exactly right. So I really do love boondocking. I like to have that freedom with the dogs, which you get a lot more usually when you're boondocking. So I boondock typically anywhere from 4 to 7 days, depending where I am and what it's like, what's going on. And then I'll try to hit a state park usually. I like state parks better than private ones. Not that there's anything wrong with private RV parks, just for my personal preference. I like the state parks, and there's hiking you can do there, a little more freedom with the dogs. So I'll try to hook up, at least get water and electric and a dump station, and enjoy a shower that lasts longer than 30 seconds or 60
hot
seconds.
Showers. You said hot showers. You had me right here.
Yeah, right. And the value of water, I so appreciate the value of water and electricity, really. But that's typically what I do. So I boondock for a stretch of days, and then I usually hit a park for about 3 days. And then I head right back out and boondock. And I'm usually one step ahead of myself, typically, so I know where I'm heading to next. Not always. Sometimes it's by the seat of my pants.
Yeah. Yeah. We understand that. Yeah. And Red's like, I love state parks too. I love state parks. I think they're great. There are some, I will say, sometimes you have to check them out because, I've been to some where, like, the sites are, whoa, or, like, you just never know what you're going to get into.
Yes.
But in general, I've had great experience with state parks.
I think they're fabulous. Typically with the dogs, you have more freedom there. You've got hiking, walking trails. They don't have regulations about fencing. I use fencing for my dogs around my rig, and there's never a restriction, whereas a lot of private parks often don't want you to put up some kind of fencing. So I just enjoy, and the state parks are just more natural and more beautiful, and I use it typically, and so I like those better.
Yeah, it makes a big difference. I gotta say hi to Susan Jim. She's like, hello. She got her shirt. Oh, awesome. I was gonna say, we do a Forever Best Summer thing for fun, and for those people who've been on, we always make sure to send them some swag and stuff. But and I'm gonna grab this one. Whoa, over here. Whoa, coming back. This is fun. So one of the members in our community actually made this Forever Best Summer t-shirt. Isn't that cool?
That's nice.
Really, really proud. So that, it's got the front with a little logo on the front and then in the back. But we've got a few more left. If anybody wants one, in order to get one, if you're a regular person, you get to, as long as you're a member, one of our channel members, you were able to get this. It's really cool. We don't sell t-shirts in general a lot. It's just not our thing. But we just like to do giveaways and help out our members. So very cool.
Nice.
All right. So
like
let's see. We've got a couple things here. It says, Red's like, I really appreciate water, showers, and electricity.
So much.
Yeah. The things you just don't think about, and all of a sudden you're like, oh geez, like I appreciate that. I said, I moved to Facebook. Oh, okay. We've got people on Facebook. By the way, we are streaming tonight on Facebook and YouTube. So for those of you on Facebook, if you want to come over to YouTube, you're more than welcome to. Unfortunately, if you don't get in StreamYard ahead of time or sign up for that, it doesn't give you your picture. It's sort of hard. And I don't know who you are. I apologize because we can only look at one at a time. So, all right. So I'm going to ask, let's see, my time is going crazy. How are you doing today as a female traveler?
How am I doing today as a female traveler? Really well. You know what? I will be honest with you, when I first started out, I did before I started, to back up, I did a test run, and I just went camping locally where I lived in Northern Virginia. Went up to Maryland, and I camped for a few days to see how I could do. I'd never been by myself camping. And honestly, I was a little scared, and I spent a great deal of my life always making a point to be safe and aware of my surroundings. And while I think you should still be aware of your surroundings, you can't let that fear stop you, especially if it's something you really want to do. So I just bit the bullet and I went. And what helped me was to go in little steps, try it first near my house, and then I take my dogs with me, so I feel safer with my dogs. And you know what? Over time, I just got more and more comfortable with it. So I think I would like to say I'm doing pretty well right now with it.
That's great. I mean, it takes some time, and there's a lot of
It
things to
does.
learn. And I
Yes.
think
Yes.
that's one of the things I learn is I learn every day. So even when you think it's one of those things. We have a brand new member to our channel, which I have to say, New Horizons just joined. Yay! Congratulations! Oh my gosh! So here we go. Woo woo! Congratulations, New Horizons, and welcome to being a channel member. Woohoo! So much fun.
That's so cool.
Sorry, guys. I know there's a lot of stuff going on. But yeah, thanks for joining, which is cool. And we love our channel members. So, and Papa, it looks like Papa Drew is the one who's actually on Facebook. So that's fine, Papa. Give us some love over there. We appreciate that. Very cool. He says, I can make hearts and thumbs ups. So Nick with Traveling with Peace says, the most awesome state park I've been to lately is Lake Itasca State Park here in Minnesota. It's famous for being the headwaters of the mighty Mississippi River, and I made a blog about it. Oh, cool, Nick. We'll have to check that out.
Very nice.
Very nice. Yeah, that's, there's a lot of really cool people who, I don't know how, when you're traveling and doing things, are you videotaping your travels, or are you just videotaping more about your pups?
Well, now more about the pups, but oh my gosh, when I was out videotaping and traveling at the same time, there's so much to remember. I was trying to make sure the SD card was ready to go, the batteries were charged. I had to remember to videotape and hit play. It was just a lot for me to take on. And I was adjusting to that lifestyle, scraping my knuckles, banging my head. And initially it was pretty crazy. It was a lot of work. And, being a little bit older, starting out, although I suspect that I am not alone in that, it was kind of a challenge. And I'm a little challenged electronically. I'll be honest with you. But I got it. I got the hang of it. So now it's more about the dogs.
I will tell you right now, when I did my shakedown trip with I got my latest rig in February. And by the way, my dog is totally hanging with me down here. This is Miss Rosie Bell, and she's just all sleeping on the bench with me, sitting over here in the studio. It's really cute. But I didn't know how, they give you the bag full of paperwork. You get a rig and you got a bag full of paperwork to read. Here's for your electronics, and here's for this, and here's for that. I could not get my hot water system to work. And I'm sitting here going, I've got propane filled. I've read the instructions. It's going to freeze tonight. I'm going to die. How am I going to do this? And because I always have a plan B, I had a little electronic, electronic heater that I could just plug in because I was plugged in already. I'm like, okay, at least I have that. I'll be fine. I don't need any more than that. But to this day, I really haven't gotten to work very well. So I'm still learning how to get that running, because I know come September and October, I'm really going to need it. But right now it's 91 degrees and 77% humidity in the South. So,
oh, geez. Oh, yeah, no. Yeah, that was me too. I struggled with my hot water. I struggled with the water pump. It's a new rig right out of the gate. All these things were causing problems for me. And, I just dealt with them one at a time. Had to have a mechanic come out and actually trade out the water pump, because I couldn't even though it was under warranty, I couldn't get in anywhere. The post-COVID situation kind of applies across the board. Everything is all services seem to be overtaxed right now and overwhelmed. So I needed to get it fixed. So I had to call a mechanic out and get that fixed. And that was, by the way, my first tornado. That was in Louisiana, Bowes Bridge, Louisiana. Okay. And I went through a F1 tornado, which actually just skirted the side of the parish that I was in. But I remember sitting in a Walmart parking lot, and it was probably about 10 o'clock at night. And I just was watching the 10 o'clock news, and the weatherman said, oh yeah, there's a few thunderstorms coming through, nothing exciting. And the next thing you know, and he gave the timing, so it was about 20 minutes away. The next thing I know, there's wind buffeting the side of my rig, and the whole rig is shaking like this. The dogs are panicking. I was panicking. I didn't know what to do. I looked out the window, and the shopping cart corrals for Walmart, one of them was rolling through the parking lot. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. But
Yeah,
it all turned out fine. We didn't tip over. It was good. But yeah. Oh man, that was
it's scary.
crazy. And that was my first week out.
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That's
Baptism by fire.
yeah, exactly right. But you bring up a really good point because we talked initially at the beginning about weather. Like we're looking at weather. We've got all these weather apps. I'm a big fan of Intellicast or Storm Radar.
Hmm.
I could care less what happened 20 minutes ago. I want a good predictable model of where it's coming and where I'm going to go, because if I'm driving, I have a brand new lovely crack that tropical storm Elsa gave me in my front windshield.
Yes.
Yeah, very
Yeah.
expensive, very
Oh
hard to
man.
find, especially with the supply chain right now. They said it'd be like 10 to 14 business days to get a new one, and then I got to schedule and install and all that kind of great stuff. Um, but those things are huge, and safety, depending on where you are, you always have to find out, is there a storm shelter?
Hmm.
Can you
Yep.
take your dogs? Um,
Yes.
that's a big thing right there. And I'm not going anywhere without my dog. Um, I was in a camp in Alabama at Guntersville State Park, and they have a huge lodge at the top of the hill. And because I have a small rig, I have a van. I don't have a big C or A like you do anymore. I just unplugged that sucker and I drove up to the top, got in that storm shelter with my dog, and I wasn't taking no for an answer. I just walked in the door and did it because
Yeah.
it was
Oh
bad.
yeah. Yeah. I get it. And that's part of why I'm always seeking the weather, as I'm sure most of us are. I don't even want to be around thunderstorms, just because I worry about hail and hail
Mhm.
damage, and I wonder about people with solar panels on the roof of their
Oh,
rigs and hail. I mean, how does
yep.
that happen? What goes on there? You know?
Cracks. It can crack. It can be very, very, very disastrous. It can be very bad. Yeah, and it's very expensive. I mean, you sit there and you go, "Wow, that is like
Yes.
$3,000 gone just like that." Yeah.
Wow. And I'm surprised you got a windshield that fast. That's great.
No, well, no, it's still an order. It's ordered.
Oh,
It's not
oh, yeah,
here
yeah,
yet.
yeah. Okay, yeah.
Get there. I know. And Red's like, oh, and I didn't even mention I got hail damage in Denver. Ooh, yeah, that's scary.
That
Yeah.
is, oh man, I feel for you. I'm so sorry. It's my goal to avoid it at all costs. But yeah, I mean, it happens.
So a lot of people ask me, I tend to be a go-to resource for traveling with pets and traveling with dogs. And my husband will always say I'm like a Snow White. Like if I go outside, the birds come in and the critters from everyone comes over to come see me. Which is good and bad sometimes. We did a video and we were at a jail of all places, like an old rundown jail, and out of nowhere come these two stray dogs and give me a tour of the jail. And I'm like, whose dogs are these? Like, does anybody know? Like, hello. So anyways, my question to you is, what is some advice you would give to someone who's starting to travel with pets?
So, of course, first thing I would say, regardless of the pets, is get them comfortable with your rig, whatever your setup, whether you're in a van or a car or a minivan or a big Class A, whatever the case may be. So, of course, lots of short trips in the rig with your pets, and make it as pleasant as possible. And if they're really nervous, I would start in the driveway, literally
Yeah.
in the driveway with my pets, practicing getting in and out of the rig with the pet, and eventually taking short drives, even if you're just backing down the driveway and then
Mhm.
pulling forward again, or just going a few feet at a time. So it depends. I think you have to let your pet, if you have that luxury of time, you have to let your pet dictate how much you're doing. Chaos, my chihuahua, is actually a bit of a nervous traveler, so I usually only go about 2 hours at a time, and he needs a break by then. And so I'll drive for 2 hours, and we'll stop somewhere, and we'll get out, and we'll walk around, we'll do some
Mhm.
fun things, and I'll do a little training with him just to distract him. But it also unwinds his mind a little bit and gets him totally out of his fear and into thinking mode and doing getting treats, tricks and treats and things like that. So then we'll get back in, and maybe I'll go another hour or two, and that's about it.
Yeah. And that's sort of interesting because most of us are like, I have to get from point A to point B, and
Yes.
we're worried about ourselves and we're not thinking about everything else happening around us and with our pets and whatnot. And that's a big deal.
It's a really big deal. And if something doesn't make you think more about your pets, if your dog or your pet is really upset and really nervous, what happens when they're really nervous? Are they contained? Are they going to be running around your rig? Are they going to
Right.
throw up or have diarrhea? I mean, there's a lot when an animal is really upset, there's a lot that can happen. So I would say if you have a sensitive pet, I practice. Even getting just in and out of the rig would be a great start. If you're lucky enough that you don't have to worry about that, get in and go. But I would add the caveat that if your pet is happy to travel with you in your rig anyway, I would keep that positivity by still stopping maybe an hour after an hour of driving or 2 hours of driving and do something fun and have maybe a treat or something with your pet or a sniff walk, and then jump back in and go again. So if it's already starting on a positive note, keep it positive.
Yep.
Because bumpy roads, it's amazing how sensitive they can be. Pothole, bumpy roads can really be a problem for some dogs.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to jump in here. New Horizons just said, just wanted to warn everybody, be careful with your pets outdoors. Our friend's dog got bites by a tick carrying Lyme disease, and their dog has had very good protection, but no protection will protect them. So, and that's a very good point. Lyme disease is very much out there, and there are a lot of ticks out there. So you need to be very careful for you and your pets. But yeah, that's fleas and ticks. Fleas and ticks.
Yeah, you have to treat your pets. If you're traveling full time, I think it's even more important because, you never know what part of the country you'll be in. So you have Rocky Mountain spotted fever to think about. I mean, you got a lot of things to think about. So yeah, at the very minimum, I would be doing flea and tick preventative.
Yep, absolutely. And I there's a guy that I met that we've had on that his whole job is training dogs to not like lick toads. Or not bother a snake. There are some dogs who are just more inquisitive than others. And you go traveling, and my dog is very much used to the Southeast. She's not a desert kind of dog, so she wouldn't know. And you think, oh, of course they know. They really don't. They really don't. They're just curious, and things happen. And next thing you know, you've got another issue on your hands.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, my dogs are the same. My German Shepherd, she's fast. Sometimes I do hike with her off leash, and when it's appropriate to do so. And it's allowable. And I have to keep my eye on her because she will definitely sniff around off the trail. I make a point to keep her on the trail, but even, snakes, for example, can be just off to the side of the trail. So you really have to pay attention.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, this has been really fun. I'm so excited. I know we've got great people in the chat, and I want people to keep asking. Susan said their dog had good flea and tick protection. And it happens. There are things that happen, and you just got to be very careful. I want to thank our moderators who are here today, who are giving me links to Boundless Dogs, which is great. So if you're not friends with them, please go over and check them out. Watch one of their videos, make a comment. You know the drill. It's always cool. Go check out her Facebook group, which is nice and join. She's going to be doing a lot of really cool stuff out there. So as far as training dogs when traveling, so we've had a lady on, Karen from Prairie Life. And she talked about, she actually shows dogs, and she talked about how she creates them and what she does and things like that. And training a dog to sort of go pee on command.
Yeah.
Especially for female dogs can be really hard because I have a female dog and I had a male dog and he'd pee anywhere. But all of a sudden I get a female dog and she's like, it's raining. I don't want to go outside, or, oh, that smells funny. And we just put out a video on Sunday where she refused to go out for a good 12 hours. And by the time, and by the time I woke up the next morning, I had a waterbed.
Oh no.
And I was like, what? I mean,
those sensitive souls.
She's never done this as long as I've had her in the 3.5 years. All of a sudden I'm waking up with a brand new mattress, brand new RV. And there you go. But it's okay. Sorry. It's okay. Totally fine. Wash it, whatever you got to do what you do. But you have to get them in a point where as you're traveling, they're able to pee. I know for a fact that my dog is very sensitive to smells and sounds for sure. So if she hears a diesel truck, carrying, with a big old fifth wheel behind or something like that, she just crawls out of her skin. And that's a toughie. So we have to go someplace with a little quiet, and find some space. I'm a big
fan of rest stop.
Yeah, it can't be a rest stop. So I'm a big fan of like literally driving into a town and finding a park, like a nice little playground area, even a school, like an elementary school, like no one's around, or courthouses.
Yes, that's great. That's great. I love it.
So you just got to be a little flexible, just got to think about things and stop, forcing your, square peg in a round hole, and just come up with creative ideas. That's going to work for everybody in the rig. That's all. Exactly.
Yes. Yeah. And you absolutely can train them to go to the bathroom on command. Most dogs obviously are going to be easier than others, like you just talked about. But I think that's really important when you're driving. Absolutely. And I don't like to stop in strange places too long when it's dark.
Oh no.
So I really kind of want to get all that taken care of as quick as possible. So if we are in a Walmart parking lot, for example, or a Cracker Barrel or whatever, I hopefully only have to go out one time with my dogs to potty them before I go to bed, and in the dark.
Right.
And hopefully that's it. Yeah. I don't like to be out after dark when I'm in those kind of places.
So here's the question everybody says when you start traveling, what do you do for income?
Good question. So, as I mentioned earlier, I am a dog trainer. I had a dog training business. I also did dog boarding, and our dog boarding in Northern Virginia, it was specialized boarding. So it's based around the needs of the dogs, and it's a special kind of a boarding kennel. But that's still running. That business is still going, and that allows me to be out on the road on a bit of a budget, but it does allow for me to be out on the road. So my husband is running that business, and I'm taking the time to go out on the road, and I really wanted to get out there. He's not as keen on traveling, and I have met couples like that, where one is really keen on traveling, the other not so much, but he's also supportive. So yeah, he's staying home running the business. I'm out here getting this chance to travel, and that's how I'm supporting myself with that income. But I'm hoping to eventually make the switch full time income from Boundless Dogs. So we'll see how that goes.
Which is great. And that's not uncommon. And like you said, sometimes there's someone who likes to travel more, or sometimes people are working in more sticks and bricks jobs and they can't be more remote. That's just really not an uncommon thing these days. And I'm seeing more, and I'm going to say it because I'm one of them, women over 50 who are very excited to take the time. We're not really child rearing small children anymore. We have these opportunities, and we know that our health can change every day. And that's something that we can't take for granted. And I cannot imagine, and I know friends who are in their 70s who are female RVers who are doing everything. They're doing their black water tank, they're moving the rig, they're doing all these things. And I just go kudos to them, because I don't know if my back's going to be able to be okay or my knees will be fine by then. You just never know.
Yeah, I would say if you're not already out there, but it's something you wanted to do, get out there, do it while you have your health. Because you never know what tomorrow will be. So if you can't afford to be full time, or even a lot of the time, I would say just go out on the weekend. Absolutely. You don't need a lot to get going. You can go in your car. I see people in their cars all the time. With tents, or they sleep in their car. I'd say get out there and try it, and just see how it goes, and it grows from there. It's amazing.
And maybe you love it, or maybe you don't, and that's okay too. I think what people have to understand is there's not a one size fits all. No. And and I think this is your first RV, correct?
No, this is my second. I had a Class C before, and now I have this.
So here's the question, which I was thinking about: knowing what you know now, would you change anything about your RV or your travel style?
I probably would have not bought that Class C to begin with. I would have probably gone for a rig that was a little bigger. That Class C was kind of small for me and two dogs, and my shepherd being really high energy. You know what? No, I don't think I'd change a whole lot. I don't think so. Maybe I would have gone sooner. Maybe I would have started sooner. The whole thing has been a big learning curve, but it's okay. I'm okay with all that. And yeah, I don't think I would change anything. I'm really pretty happy with how it's all worked out for the most part.
It's sort of interesting because people, we have a van, and it sort of came pre-decorated, and some people are very specific about how the decor is in their rig. That's a big thing. I'm looking for something that's really pet friendly, and I'm always worried about seats. So, and the last one we had, I'll say a faux leather thing, and all of a sudden I didn't trim her nails in time and she started to scratch it. It's like, oh, hold on. So there's certain things like that I'm looking at, that I've learned as a lesson learned, that, I buy seat covers about every 3 months, quite honestly. That's how quickly she goes through them with her claws. And I trim them. I trim her nails all the time, but it happens. So if you want to keep upholstery.
Absolutely. Yes. In fact, that's, I'm like you, I'm with you. I was thinking about a couch. In my other rig, I didn't have a couch. I had a table with I had the typical booth style dining table that you could convert into like a kind of couch. But that was it. But I really wanted a couch for my dogs to lay on. And then I bought a rug. I just bought some rugs, cheap rugs, and I put them on the couch and then tucked them down. And that we would just sit on those rugs. They're cool, pretty looking rugs. And I just put them on the couch there, and they have a rubber backing, but I can also still throw them in the washing machine. So I like that on the couch because I have faux leather as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's a big deal. But yeah, I would say that's probably the couch, and seating is a big thing for me too, with pets, with dogs.
And I think that I've used bath mats for years. Those rubber backed, you start thinking about, like, I just put in things because it's really, really handy and sturdy enough, and it sticks.
And you can wash it.
And you can wash it, and they're handy. I love those things. I know Target's a fabulous place. Walmart's great too.
Yes, it's great. It's good that I can't always be by one because I'd be in there all the time.
I know. Yeah. See, hey, I want to jump back to Linda Barker, and Linda, I'm so sorry that happened. And I think I think people make plans. Like you said, your husband, you were going to travel before you retired, but unfortunately he passed away before you retired. And I'm so sorry that happened, but I'm really happy that, if you want to get out now, and if there's something that you want to do, there are lots of women of all ages and stages that are trying this, and they're not always doing it by themselves. They're doing it in groups. And I think it's really important that, we do create those kind of community groups, because the first thing I sought out was I learned by experience, not just reading a book. And so I was looking for a camping group when I got my first rig to teach me, what do I need to know? Like, there's so many YouTube videos. There's so many things you can read out there. And I was just so bombarded with information that I'm thinking, what am I missing? Or maybe it isn't specific to my rig, and maybe I'm just stressing about the wrong thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, I would say I'm sorry as well to hear what she said there about her husband. I have met 2 women now in that situation. Their husbands passed away, and they're out later in life. One of them was an incredible soul, just an incredible soul. She was just getting out there and doing it. She did not know how to do anything. She just had her son show her the basics, and she just got out on the road, and she was having the best time. It was really tough for her. Her husband had just passed away as well, and she went out there and did it anyway. But and in fact, I do stay in touch with her off and on a little bit, and she's still out there. She's enjoying herself, and I think she did join a group actually, and I think that made it a little bit more enjoyable for her. But she just went. She knew more than I did.
That's okay. And Linda, you know what? We love you. We just want to let you know that we understand that. And she was saying here, it says it turns out that she helps her daughter with her 8-year-old son. So she's going to wait until she goes on vacation, to do those kind of things. And I understand that, because family's important. And it's especially, I have a big family, and I know that's a tough thing. And then, and Tim says, amen, Charlie Grace, the best setup is the one that fits your needs. You're absolutely right.
Yes.
And I think we need to, let everybody find what works for them.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And if that's the one thing I haven't learned, being on the road, is seeing everybody and everything, all kinds of stuff. And I think it's fabulous. He's absolutely right. You just got to go with what works for you.
Yeah. Yeah. And we started with a little C, went to a bigger C, and then completely downsized. But you learn, you figure it out. And, we did the tent camping, we did other things. Yeah. I think the biggest thing for me is feeling, and I hate to say, it's sort of cliche to say safe and secure, but I want to feel safe and secure. I want to feel like the rig that I'm driving has some fortitude, some stability to it. If I break down the side of the road, do I have a plan A and a B? Who do I call? What if I can't call anybody? Maybe I'm in a place where there's no cell service. What am I going to do? So those are some of the things that I think about in the back of my head is, I was just in Alabama not too long ago, and there were things that were rattling, and I hear that rattling like, oh gosh, you're like, you're trying to like, where's the rattle? And you're like, okay, I've got duct tape, zip ties, and what else?
Oh yeah. When I first started traveling, people were so gracious to me, because I'm sure Clueless was written all over my face. And they would come up to me and hand me things like a roll of double-sided Velcro.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you're going to need this, honey. Take this. And I would be like, oh, that's so cool. Thank you. Okay. And then, they would come up with a spray can of some fancy cleaner, because you can't wash your rigs in a lot of parts.
Oh, yes.
So there's this cleaner you can spray on the outside of your rig, and you can just use a dry rag and clean it that way. And she gave me a little bit of that. And she's like, oh, you're going to need this, and you can keep the bugs off the front of your rig. And,
Yes.
but people, it's like they just hand you things, and they tell you, they hold your hand practically. They tell you, you're going to need this. Here, take this. And it was so kind and so gracious. So I try to always give back to somebody else who's just starting out as well with little things like that. It was really cute, I thought.
It's
supportive.
It's very supportive. Now, have you gone to any rallies or any big get-togethers? Because one of the things that scares me is when I hear the word potluck. Because when someone says potluck, that means I got to bring something, and then I have a very tiny little van kitchen. I'm like,
yes.
Oh, I'm like, well, maybe I just need to go buy a pie at Kroger's or Publix.
No, that's so funny. No, I have not done any get-togethers yet. I really want to. And it's because of COVID, obviously, I haven't been able to do anything. I've only really been on the road since January, but I want to. And now I think things are starting to happen again. I'm going to look for something to attend. And yeah, boy, potluck, that would scare me too. Because, I have a slightly larger rig, but still, the kitchens on these things are probably pretty close to the same. And I have to think about it. It's like chips and dip. Vegetables and dip.
Yeah. How many things of guacamole can I bring? I'm good. I'm down with that.
I can tell you 3 kinds of dips, and that's about it.
Sign me up for the paper plates. Whatever it is, I'm good. I could do that.
Right.
All right, real quick. Before I forget, we're going to put a link in the chat for all of our awesome chicks who are in the chick chat today. If you want to come up and say hi, feel free to. We got a few more minutes left of our program today. We want to make sure that you guys get a chance to come on up, because that's what it's all about. We want women to have the ability to come up, tell their stories. What's been exciting this week? What have you guys been doing? Or more importantly, is there something you need help with? As you can tell, I need help with potlucks. I guess that's all written all over my face. So that's, now you know. Are you driving somewhere or going somewhere that, you've never been to and you're going to be checking out for the first time? I know we're going to put a video out this weekend of first time I ever got to go to Outer Banks, and did the whole Outer Banks. Really, really, really cool. So very awesome.
Nice. Oh, very cool.
We have a new member tonight. Another new member. Oh my gosh. Dun, dun, dun. Vanderella. You are so awesome. Hey, here we go. Congratulations, Vanderella, for being a new member. Woohoo! I love doing that.
That's so fun. I love it. I love it.
Yay, we love it. It's so much fun. And by the way, I know you guys were in earlier, but just so you guys know, all the money that we're bringing in tonight through any super chats or memberships, it's all going to the SPCA in Virginia, which is very cool, which is where Connie used to work. And we love paying it forward and putting money into those really good things. So very cool.
I have to say, I have to just interject there. I didn't technically work at that SPCA. They let me volunteer there. So when I did my training, I did a lot of the dog training and behavioral training. I did a lot of theory, and then to cut my teeth and really work hands-on, I went to the SPCA and asked them if I could train dogs and help make them maybe a little more adoptable. And they were all about it. So they were very gracious to let me come in and really essentially cut my teeth training the dogs there. And it was fun. I learned so much, so much. And I'm forever grateful for what they let me do there.
It's a great experience when you get to volunteer at places like that. Okay, here we go. Wait, Tim, my last bill. Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Jeez, Tim, you're killing me here. No, wait. Oh, wait. Let me think. What are we gonna do fun for Tim tonight? I think we're gonna have a race.
Definitely.
Okay, Tim, I'm in the black. You're in the white van, which you can tell you're winning. That's how this works, because you always win. So much fun.
That's cool.
Oh,
geez. I totally want to do that with my rig with somebody.
Wouldn't that be fun? We could race. This would be so much fun. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much tonight. We love paying it forward. We love talking to people. We love doing this. This is what it's all about. He's like, vroom, vroom. Absolutely. We love these. And everyone's like, thank you. Yes, thank you. We do appreciate every little penny counts, and we do some really cool things. So, any plans? Where's your next place to go? Where are you going to go next?
I'm up in the Pacific Northwest, following the cool weather, and I plan to stay here for the summer. That's my plan, is to tool around in the general area of the Pacific Northwest until probably September, and then I'm going to eventually make my way back to Virginia, and I'm really contemplating picking up my little car and towing it because I think it kind of would be a good thing to have.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my plan, is to stay up in this area for the summer and stay in the mountains as much as possible. I just left an awesome boondocking site, which is if you like airplane, even if you don't like airplanes, you boondock alongside a private runway, or not private, a small remote runway up in the mountains, and these steep mountains all around this runway, and it's just a little private runway, and you can occasionally, there'll be an airplane that might come in and land, and they'll camp there for a couple days, and then they'll fly out, and you just get to watch them fly in, fly out. But we were visited by a Black Hawk military helicopter, which I guess they come in and do
cool
exercises there, come in and hover and then take off really low, and it was really cool. That's a fun boondocking spot.
That's a very cool. Well, we've got a guest downstairs, but here it says Vanderella says, I need Connie to come to Mayberry in October to train Maddie, her little dachshund, at the meetup.
Oh,
so cute. We love Maddie. Maddie is adorable.
Too.
Oh my gosh. All right, there's Red. Hey, Red.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good.
Oh my goodness. So what's going on in your world today?
I'm getting ready to go live. I usually go live at this time. Well, I was going live later, was going live late. I was usually watching Prairie Life was going.
Yeah.
So Going Green Mom and Prairie Life, and I took Monday night from when Paula used to do Monday night.
Yes.
And then so Prairie Life was going after Going Green Mom, and then I was going after Prairie Life, but she hasn't got a lot of people for the summer, so she's going to start back up, so I'm going earlier. So that's what I got going on today.
Everybody's got a lot of stuff going on. It's we've got another friend in the back. I'm going to see. We can bring her up. Hey. Hey, Johnny. How are you?
Hey.
I'm good.
What's going on in your world today?
Hi.
Oh, can you hear me?
Oh, I got to turn off.
I'm talking with my mouth. I'll do sign language. I'll just.
I think I had YouTube on. I'm new at this.
So how was your day today?
Oh, it was good. I slept all day.
Oh, nice. When are you working nights or what's going on?
Yeah, nights. Yeah, I worked the last 3 nights, so I'm off for 3 nights. So
very cool. And for those of you who don't know who are in the chat, Johnny's Journey, she has an amazing YouTube channel, but she's a travel nurse. So that's when we're talking about nights and what is she doing. So,
Thank you. You're awesome.
I've got messy hair. I guess I should have looked in the mirror before I hit that link.
So how are you so where are you located now?
I'm in West Virginia.
And are we going to stay in West Virginia for a while, do we think? What are we thinking?
I'm going to be here until Mayberry.
Okay.
October 9th. And then I might be I might do 1 more week, like the 10th, 11th, and 12th, and then be done.
Okay.
And then I'll go home for probably 3 months, and then go to Arizona. Okay. Hoping to. That's the plan.
That's the plan.
Ooh, that's where I'm headed after Mayberry too, probably.
Yeah.
Arizona.
I think. Yeah, Arizona.
Everybody wants to go out to Quartzsite in January. I promised.
I'm going there.
I go out there and help her a little bit. So, or at least, yeah. I sent her dog Maxie a little collar and stuff. So.
Yes, you should. I was going to head down. When I was in New Mexico, I was going to head down to Arizona. I had left my sons in Denver, but I had been having problems with my rig, and I had been in that hailstorm. And I thought my gas was leaking, and it was my black tank. When I was driving, it was and I hadn't had that happen before, but my alarm's going off because I'm supposed to go live in 10 minutes. Remember when we did this? I did my first premiere, and I didn't think it was downloading, and I was at the beach, and I went up on Johnny's line. I didn't think it was going to, I had never done a premiere before. And then I'm talking to Johnny, and she's like, I got a notification. You have a premiere. You have to go. That was so funny.
Probably I came in late because I was finishing up listening to Darian's story. Where is she from? Where's Connie from?
Virginia, Northern Virginia. So
Northern
where are you?
Virginia?
Yeah. So, and I'm actually not far from the West Virginia border where I was.
Oh, and you're in your van?
Right now I am in my rig, but right now I'm in the Pacific Northwest. Washington.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm in West Virginia. I'm in the very northern. I'm right by Maryland, West Virginia.
Oh, yeah. I know the area.
In 1 minute, I can get to all 3 states.
Fabulous. Isn't it great? I know
yeah.
a great docking spot over there, too, if you're looking.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah,
That's
I'm real close to Harper's Ferry.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I know it very well. Beautiful country over there. Gorgeous.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. I love it.
Nice. Do you have animals? Are you hiking with animals or?
Am I what?
Do you have animals? Dogs, cats?
I don't. My dog is at home with Kelly.
Oh, yeah. That's all right.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's really fun. Johnny got me into it. It's all Johnny's fault. I'm going to blame Johnny on this. Number one, I'm getting more handy. I got a van. I saw Johnny in October at Mayberry, and she had this really cool. You can't.
Oh, is she freeze?
Did I freeze?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're back.
Making a funny pose. You're always making a funny face when you freeze. I hate that. It happens to me all the time.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Oh, she's froze again.
Oh.
You're exactly right. Every time she freezes, she's.
I know. I wasn't sure if that was like really a freeze or she was pretending, but I think she is frozen.
It's really frozen.
Oh, there you go.
There she is.
Okay, so I think we have a Comcast issue on my end because we just found out the box is open somewhere on the side of the building. But here's the bad part. So I'm going
to. Not going to happen. So I met her in October in Mayberry, and so she came over. We were all out there on the mountain, so she came over and we hung out. So she had to tour the van.
It's fun.
Yeah,
it's really fun. Yeah. But I was going to build this one, and my husband said no, and he's like, and I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, no. And so, yeah. Yeah, it was really fun. He's like, but long story short, I didn't get to build it, but I will build one. Oh yeah, it's going to happen.
Oh yeah.
I'm getting my barn dominium somewhere in Alabama, and I'm going to build a van.
That's what Kelly and I want to do. We want to get land and do a barn dominium. Yeah. And I'm going to build that too.
Yeah.
Wait, what is a barn dominium? What is a barn dominium?
Ooh, tell her, Johnny.
Yeah, so we just want to find land somewhere, and you put basically a pole barn on it. But nowadays you can get them with the wraparound porches, the awnings wrapping around. You can wrap an awning around the entire thing. You can get a screened-in porch, but on the inside of the barn, you take a big section of it or a part of it, and you build basically anywhere from a basic studio to a luxury home in the barn. And then you've got a humongous section to do like a workshop, or maybe you do crafts and you want to do a craft shop or a sewing shop. And I'm going to build out vans or trailers or something. So yeah,
that is awesome.
And I'm going to put like 4 like 10 by 10 cabins on the land, so that the kids can come or people can come and boondock. I'm going to put some 30 amp pads or maybe even a 50 amp pad.
Oh, cool.
So people can stay there. So it can also be like an Airbnb type thing. They can come and stay. So yeah.
Nice.
So
cool.
It's becoming a thing. It's really becoming a thing.
That's really cool.
We have family members who have something it's called the satellite. The satellite camp, they have an old satellite dish that they turned upside down, made into a tiki bar, and have 25 acres, and they have 6
sites on it. Yeah.
Yeah. So do you have septic or no? Would you put septic in or no? Is that
it would be like an aeration system. Yeah. Okay, I wouldn't. I think I'll do aeration and a well. Or maybe I'll get lucky and there'll be city real close by. I'd
Yeah.
like something on some water, but we'll see.
Nice.
Mm.
Very nice.
That sounds nice. Yeah.
Okay, Rayleigh says you can come build his barn dominium in South Carolina.
Yep. Oh, you need a builder? Oh my gosh, I'm on it. I'm on it. Blaine, reach out to me. Have a barn put up. I'll come in and do the home.
That's right. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. We'll bring the tools. You got
Absolutely.
this. Piece of cake.
I'll be your framer. You can mud and tape though.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's hard. That takes forever.
It's not hard. It's a pain in the butt. It
Yeah.
takes forever. It takes
Yeah.
forever. My
3
sinus
times.
cavities are probably about 50% drywall chalk.
Oh,
Oh my goodness.
I
So,
can't.
Well,
Yeah.
I know Red's got to leave in a second because you've got to do your live. I know it's great. And I appreciate Four Men for putting your link
Yeah.
up. So we're going to raid Red in just a little bit, which is cool. So everybody, if you want to go over there, we're going to go over there in just a few seconds. So Red, do you want to drop so you can get ready?
Yeah, I was just gonna say my parents had a Class C like mine, similar to mine. I think theirs was a little shorter, and they lived in Texas when they bought it. And my dad and my brother built a big barn so they could park the RV in it.
That's
A
what
big
I'm gonna
garage
do.
for it.
Yeah, that's what you
Yeah.
do. Because I can pull my van in, live in the van while I'm building out the studio, and
Yeah.
it's like
That's what
it's
made me
fun.
it made me think of that,
Yeah,
you know.
you
Yeah.
have to like this kind of lifestyle, though. You have to like
Yeah.
I love this. So
I'm in Belleville though again, Johnny.
I know.
I met them because I was in this area before, and so it's like my home base. So
Yeah.
instead of being at my brother's, it's better. It's centrally located, right? And my driver's license I got says my plates say Illinois, so here I am, and I'm getting my rig fixed. So it's good.
cool.
It's a good thing.
Cool.
All right, well, ladies, I think tonight has been a blast.
Yep.
I want to thank Connie for being here and Red and
Thank
Johnny for
you.
jumping up. Yay,
I gotta
this
go.
was fun. So everybody have a great week. We've got another awesome next Monday. We've got some stuff coming up. So come back next Monday, 9:00 Eastern Standard Time for a Travel Chick Chat. And if
I'll
you
be
guys
back.
have suggestions or topics, please make sure you put them in the comments below. And we appreciate the thumbs up and share and the wonderful tips. They're going to go to the Virginia SPCA, if I can say it right.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, everybody.
Bye,
Thank
guys.
you.
Bye.
Bye.